what's up everybody? Jason here with a Tactical Reporter. I promised a little short video on a timeline of my career with corrections in the state of North Carolina. In May of 2004, I started with the North Carolina Department of Corrections then. In 2017, our department was combined with NCDPS, Department of Public Safety and Crime Control. We became, instead of our own department, we became a division of the Department of Public Safety. And in January of 23, we went back to being North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, which just had us and had corrections and probation, parole, juvenile justice, state with public safety. So a timeline on my positions. Of course, I started out as an officer in May of 2004. In July of 2014, I was promoted to the rank of Correctional Sergeant. In March of 2017, I was promoted to the rank of Correctional Lieutenant. In January of 2021, I was promoted to the rank of Correctional Captain. And some of the stuff I'm going to get into, if it would not have happened, I would have been promoted to Associate Warden of Custody and Operations at some point here in the past few months. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in depth a little bit more of things that I did, things that I've seen. When I say things that I did, positions that I held within my position, and what I've done. Also, through this whole course of my career, I served on the Prison Emergency Response Team, and I'll go into depth about that a little bit too. So if you got any questions about corrections in North Carolina, let me know. If I can answer it, I will answer it honestly. I'm not employed with them anymore, so I can give my opinion and not have to worry about any feedback back from the department saying I can't say this, I can't say that. If you got questions about policy, how they handle things, I'll give you what I knew up till the time that I left. I'm not saying, since I left till now, policy could have changed. I'm going to talk about some incidents that occurred that led to me leaving the department. I'm going to talk about some other incidents and stuff that I can back up. What a lot of people don't know is corrections, a state correctional agency is it's owned by the state. So they're covered under the Public Information Act. And if you know what to look for, you can get a lot of questions answered. Emails sent back and forth. So things that I talk about, like I said, I'm not going to use real people's names in it, but a lot of the stuff I've got emails and stuff were sent to back up what I'm saying. So people can't say, oh, you didn't report this didn't happen. I got emails, I've got different ways to prove what I'm going to be talking about on some investigative stuff that I've done in my career, things like that. I worked as the facility, when I was a captain, I was also the facility intelligence officer at my facility, which did a lot of the gang investigations, staff misconduct investigations, things like that. So I'm going to get into a more deeper role. I'm going to try to make a video on each of these positions and different things that I've done. And if there's anything that you've seen and you have questions about when it comes to North Carolina corrections or corrections in general, I'll do my best to answer, but I can't tell you another state's policy. We'll talk about it. You can put it in the video here in the comments, and I'll try to answer it in my next video or do a separate video to answer your particular question. So look for that to come out here pretty soon. I'm going to start with my career as an officer, talk about what I did, because I had several different positions at work that it wasn't really a promotion, but it was a different job assignment before I made sergeant, and then where I was assigned as a sergeant, a lieutenant, and captain up until my most recent position. So I'm going to reveal some stuff. A lot of people will be surprised that in North Carolina now, unless they've changed it since I left, but when I left, I know they were told to order arcade-style game machines to put in the dormitories for the inmates that were behaving better. So just think, where money's being spent to put a arcade type machine in a dorm for inmates to play, which could lead to more trouble because gangs take over. If it's free to play, they're gonna still have to charge. They're gonna charge people to use it. I mean, originally they were talking about putting PlayStations and Xboxes and these like the remakes of the Nintendo with all the games built into it, where you just plug it into the TV. They wanted to have a separate TV for the inmates, where they could go and play like an old Nintendo type setup or old Sega setup, or possibly a PlayStation or Xbox. I think that got shot down a little bit. Unless they decided to go back and do it, because a lot of the games now require you to have an internet access. So, but to put an arcade type game in a dorm, let the inmates pick the color of their housing area, things like that. So that's more of where your prison system's going to. It's not really prison anymore. Inmates have the say. And when I start talking more about towards the end of my career, some things that happen, you'll see that a bunch of inmates can get together and say something with the help of a staff member, and it's the law. It doesn't matter if there's any other proof. If a bunch of inmates get together and say something, get a staff member that was working with the inmates, and they are all on one accord to say something against another officer or staff member, whatever position they want to get rid of, they'll get rid of it. I'm going to talk about an excessive force incident where the officer admitted it. I brought it back up that they admitted it, and it got kind of swept under the rug. That officer wanted me gone, so that's going to be something that comes up. So, but I'm gonna go into detail. I mean, a lot of people's not gonna like it, but I'm tired of one side of a story being told. The same officer that was working with the inmates to get me gone, trying to use whatever to get me gone, is the same officer that was involved in the use of force, is the same officer that still, when something happens at that facility, that's such and such, that's such and such. I ain't even been to the facility. I don't work there no more. I haven't been there, but he wants to throw my name out. So we're gonna cover some stuff, and there's gonna be some stuff that I don't go into a lot of detail, because if they know that I know what I know, then the state can go back and try to change things and come up with an answer for something if anything was to ever come of the stuff that I'm saying. But I've got proof. I'm not gonna say nothing that I don't have proof to. But I'm not gonna give too many fine details, like what emails to look for, things like that, or specific names or where this information was, because it gives them time, if something was to come of these videos, to go back and try to correct it and say that I'm in the wrong again, I'm lying to cover me, or anything like that. So, but I mean, not everything. I'm gonna bring it to light. I mean, they wanna badmouth me with no evidence, so I'm gonna bring truth out. Everything I say, I can prove. So we'll go from there. But if you got any questions about North Carolina Corrections, any particular incident, anything like that, let me know. I know this is a longer video. I wasn't intending for it to be this long, but I'll put it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer. And then about any of my particular positions or anything like that, like I said, I'll try to add it to the video about that position. But God bless you. Have a good day.